So this movie has proven one thing to me. A single performance by a single actor will make me watch an entire movie with some very substandard actors giving substandard performances. Yes, that is this movie. Let's do it. Hello everybody, my name is Kevin Halden and I am back. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British website for all of your news, reviews and exclusive interviews. Brought by me because I'm awesome. We like to cover everything from the big budget to the low budget to the no budget, with a special keen interest on the lower end of the scale, because that's where all the rare gems are, and that's where all the good stories are, and that's where our heart lives. So that's why we do it. Before we do get into this review though, I would quickly like to ask you to do 1 or 2 or even 3 things. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding that bell. The bell is a notification bell, and it will tell you every single time that I drop a new episode, whether it be an interview or a review or anything like that. It will let you know. Even if we go live, it will let you know. Not really something we do very often, but we may, so it will let you know. It just means that I don't have to stand at my door and shout out that the episode is ready for you to watch. I do like to avoid spoilers in my videos, but it's hard to do that when you have to put a title on them. So yes, Midnight in the Switchgrass. That is the movie we are about to talk about. It has got Bruce Willis on the cover. It has got Megan Fox on the cover and Emile Hirsch. If you know Emile Hirsch, you know how fantastic that actor is. He is a phenomenal actor. So we are going to get into this movie, and I will warn you now, this video might not be that long because I don't really have a great deal to say about this film. So let's just roll into it, I guess.
You a good girl? You're a dirty little girl.
Who's in charge here?
What the hell do you want at my crime scene?
We're the FBI.
I'm with the state police. Give me a shout.
I'm supposed to be protecting these girls.
It's not your operation.
You belong to me. You understand what I'm saying? Now lift up that skirt.
No.
The minute I got made bait, it became my operation. I have communication with over a dozen active offenders.
We had a bona fide serial killer. I kind of think I was looking for you.
I got a girl with her skull cracked in 6 places.
The bite marks, it matches. Another girl vanished from a truck stop outside Pensacola last night. Stop it there. Who's that? Get up.
It's purification time.
Who was he?
He tried to cuff one of my girls. He had a lightning bolt on his truck.
He's hurting some girl right now.
I can set him up again.
You sure do look familiar. I'd never forget such a pretty face. Cheers.
And of course, you know the routine by now. The routine is that I will talk about the story a little bit without that many spoilers. Then we will go into the cast and the characters, and then we will move on to what I liked and what I didn't like, ending with my Nerdly review rating. And that is the official Nerdly rating from me. I guess there are other people on there that you might want to look into and read their reviews and whatnot, but mine is the most important, so you would be okay if you missed their stuff. Yeah, I really need to stop doing that. It's coming off as really arrogant. It really is coming off as arrogant. Midnight in the Switchgrass, a movie directed by Randall, Emmett, and written by Alan Horsnail. That is a cool-ass name, Horsnail. I like that. I like that. Randall Emmett, I believe this is his directorial debut. He has produced like 1,000,001 movies. The last 100 of them seem to be Bruce Willis movies. And let's be honest, Bruce Willis isn't really acting anymore. He's kind of just being grumpy and walking through scenes and stuff. Every now and then I do have this hope that I'm going to put a movie on that Bruce Willis is in, and he's actually going to care about the movie he's in and the story he's trying to tell. Kind of get a little bit of that in this film. I will give him that. I will give him a little bit of credit, because it feels like Megan Fox is just willing him to act. She's just like, I'm trying to give you a performance here. Act against it. I'm trying to feed you a performance. Do something with it. And he cracks more than a smile, I guess. But yeah, we also have Emile Hirsch in there. And Emile Hirsch, as we all know, is just a wonderful, fantastic actor. Emile and Bruce, of course, a little ways back in Alpha Dog together. Loved that movie, Alpha Dog, better than this movie, but I did love that movie. So let's just talk about the plot a little bit. So it's based on a road truck killer, which I think is a true story over in America. I'm guessing it is, in the panhandle, they keep calling it. I don't know what that means. I don't know my American history or geography. It might have been worth knowing both of those things for this film. So it's a typical story of a serial killer who drives a truck and then finds young wayward girls and kills them. The local police enforcement are on the case, and Emile Hirsch is the detective who's trying to deal with it. They don't want him on the case because he's linked it to so many other girls, and that is just inconvenient in this day and age to link it to other murders. So they don't want him on it. He kind of hooks up with Megan Fox and Bruce Willis, who are this really strange, renegade rogue FBI agents who kind of just operate on their own volition. Nobody, I guess that's what the FBI does anyway, but it really seems like nobody knows what these guys are doing. And it really seems like Megan Fox just does whatever the hell she wants. When we first see her, she's put herself in complete danger as a call girl, and she's about to get her ass absolutely handed to her. Bruce Willis is I'm going to come in and help you. She's don't come in and help me. He's I'm going to come in. She's don't come in. I'm going to come in. He goes in and she's already kicked the guy's ass, which, by the way, huge shout out, Colson Baker, MGK, best thing in this movie. I said it. Worst role he's ever played, best thing in this movie. I quite like MGK. I like his music. I like his acting. I like the guy. I'm a huge Eminem fan, and they had that little beef a little while back, which is kind of how I found MGK. But I kind of like MGK, so that's all good. He's in this movie, 2 scenes. One of his scenes is really, really overwritten and horrendously overacted, but it's okay. It's MGK. So yeah, so they're these FBI agents that are on this case of their own, and both their cases start to intertwine. They're going to help each other out, but nobody wants each other to help each other out, and that's where we're going to go. In the midst of all this, we have Lukas Haas, who is a fantastic actor. Again, this movie is hiring good actors to play subpar roles, but Lukas Haas as the serial killer, spoilers I guess, but Lukas Haas is wonderful. He's so good. Sinister as hell, eerie as balls, but as nice as they come. And I guess that's all you need in your serial killers. They just have to be relatable, I guess. And he's super relatable. No, seriously. But Lukas Haas, he's the performance I was talking about at the start of this review. He made me keep watching because his role, it was really like Prisoners. And this movie has a kind of Prisoners vibe, I guess. Not a very good Prisoners vibe, but I feel like that's what they're going for. And he does have that Prisoners vibe to him. So hands up, Lukas Haas, you are wonderful in this film. Your performance is excellent. I love me some Bruce Willis. I'm going to watch any movie Bruce Willis puts out there. Anytime. He's like Nicolas Cage. I will always watch a Nicolas Cage movie. Van Damme puts a new movie out. Who's going to watch it? Me. I will always watch these guys' movies because I know what I'm getting. And I realize now that Bruce Willis, he's done. He's made his money. He had his Planet Hollywood days. He's pretty much done with acting. So he's literally just going to Marlon Brando the shit out of any movie he's in, walk through the scene and get paid. And in this film, as I said, Megan Fox is begging him to give her something, to just throw her a bone so that she can act. Because Megan Fox can act. But people don't seem to want to cast her in an acting role. This, Randall Emmett, has cast her in an acting role. And she's doing great. She's doing solid work. She's just not got a lot to work with. If you've got MGK, if you're doing scenes with MGK where he's just trying to prove to people he's more than just a rapper or a punk artist, Megan's trying her hardest. I take nothing away from her performance in this movie. She's actually pretty good. It's Bruce that's letting her down. MGK is good. Lukas Haas is awesome. Emile Hirsch. Emile bloody Hirsch. Any movie, some movies that are absolute trash, Emile Hirsch puts in a wonderful role. I could probably rattle off 3 or 4 at the top of my head. But to be fair, he's just a great actor. He gets nothing to do in this film. Even when the tension's getting ramped up, and let's be honest, like, the first half of this movie is pretty slow and pretty boring. It's just kind of dawdling along. Then the second half of this movie, the tension gets ramped up, and that's where it starts to get good. This movie's not entirely bad. It does get good, and the tension is a good thing. But even when the tension's ramping up, his character is still just kind of, I'm a policeman. I need to catch the killer and save the girl, I guess, maybe. But there's going to be some really shoddy editing, so you don't really understand what my motivation is. Ha! That's Emile Hirsch in this movie, and it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. He's a fantastic actor. I take nothing away from his abilities. This just wasn't for him. So I guess I might as well just move into my final ratings, because there's not a lot I can say about what I did and didn't like. I did really like some of the shots. There are some really nice shots in this movie, but then they are mixed in with some unbelievably awkward editing, like this fade to black so that you can cut across town. I've seen it done way worse, but oh my god, I've seen it done a mile better. I just don't know what Randall Emmett was doing. Again, it's his directorial debut, so I'm gonna cut him some slack, but he's been working on movies for years. He's done some pretty good stuff as a producer, so I'm a little bit hesitant to cut him that much slack. I kind of do want to see what he does next, and I will watch anything he does next. This movie, though, Midnight in the Switchgrass, just wasn't for me. It just wasn't great. I'm going to give it a 2.5. It's a total middle-of-the-road score. Actually, no, I'm knocking it down. It's getting a standard 2. It's just getting a 2 for me. And it's not the strongest 2 I've ever given or ever will give, but it's just getting a 2. I don't really want to rip apart this movie too much, because I think everybody should go out and see a movie. One thing I will say about this movie is that it's an easy watch. It's a very easy watch. It's an hour and a half. It's not that long. It kind of gets in and gets out and gets done. Lukas Haas keeps you watching all the way through, because you're not quite sure what the man's going to do, but that's Lukas Haas as an actor. Go back and watch Break. Phenomenal. Just an amazing actor. I rate him. Emile Hirsch is another one who kind of keeps you invested, although he's not doing a great deal. And I kind of feel like there's a piece missing. Like, I don't know if they edited some stuff out. Like, there's some deleted scenes of Emile Hirsch, but it feels like there's a chunk missing. The editing, there's some really ropey editing. Randall, Emmett, fix that. I don't know if that's on you or if you have an editor there. Fix that, though. Get rid of those edits. Please don't do that going forward. It kind of feels like you're trying to be artistic. It doesn't come across as artistic, though. Yeah, Midnight in the Switchgrass. It's out. Check it out. Watch it. You might enjoy it. It's not that bad. It's a quick, easy watch. And it's Bruce Willis. But it's Bruce Willis doing what Bruce Willis does now. I want to see Bruce Willis back then. I want to see good Bruce Willis. I appreciate the effort. You've made a movie, which is a hell of a lot more than I'll ever do. I give you credit for that. I definitely do. I guess this movie just wasn't entirely for me. But I will be checking out your filmography. I will be going back and watching some films you're involved with. And films going forward, I absolutely will be checking out. Megan Fox, I rate you as an actress. I really like Megan Fox. I don't think she's as bad as people make out. I genuinely think she's got something to her. And I want to see more of this sort of downplayed Megan Fox. She's not overacting. She's not over-egging it. She's not just leaning over a bonnet. She is actually doing some acting here. It's just a shame that she's got a block of wood across the table from her. That's terrible. Bruce Willis, man, you used to be so good. Who remembers Hudson Hawk? Do you remember Hudson Hawk? Like, I really feel... I did a ranked video on Eddie Murphy a little while back. I feel like doing a ranked video on Bruce Willis so that I can kind of just see where it all went wrong. So anyway, I'm going to go. Please do all those wonderful things. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ding that bell. That bell is a notification bell that will let you know whenever I drop an episode, whether it's a review or an interview. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all of your news, reviews, and exclusive interviews. I am going to go now, and I'm going to go and watch Fear Street Part 3 because it is out on the Netflixes. And yeah, 2.5.